Famous influencer from the Vlog Squad, David Dobrik, is in a lot of hot water after an ex-friend, Seth Francois, came forward about a prank that occurred a few years ago where David tricked him into kissing another man, Jason Nash. Over the past 2 weeks, several of David's ex-friends and Vlog Squad members have come forward sharing their negative experiences with him being cruel and hurtful towards them with pranks, jokes, and invading their privacy. Even Bad Baby, the Catch Me Outside girl. While at this point David is still remaining silent, one of his current friends has come forward claiming that Seth lied about these experiences. But did Seth really? All that and more in today's video. Hello everybody and welcome to March 365th, or 366th, because really, 2020 was a leap year, and it's not getting any better. In fact, it's just getting worse, and I hate every minute of it. For some of you wondering, yes, I am not wearing a hat. Every time I don't wear a hat, people start freaking out. The last time I didn't wear a hat, I got comments saying, oh, we're so proud of you for feeling so confident without wearing a beanie. Sometimes I just don't feel like wearing the hat because it's either hot or because it's spring and I just want to feel like it's spring and not winter anymore. So today's a no hat day. My brain's gonna explode and it's gonna be just a wonderful time. But before we get into this, I would love to welcome today's sponsor, AdamandEve.com. AdamandEve.com is a store for anybody who is 18 plus, and they sell a wide variety of adult items. In fact, this year of 2021 marks 50 years of them being in business, which is amazing. Listen, we're still in a pandemic and social distancing is just as important now as it ever was. So instead of risking your health going out and mingling, stay home, stay safe, and treat yourself instead. If you live in a more public space, such as an apartment complex, you don't have to worry about your items being exposed. Adam and Eve offers discreet packaging, so there's going to be no judgment from your neighbor Janice. AdamandEve.com offers 24/7 customer service and 90-day no-hassle returns. And if that's not good enough, my favorite thing about Adam and Eve is the fact that 20% of their profits go towards fighting the spread of HIV around the world, which is awesome. I love a company that actually donates part of their money towards something to better the world. It's amazing. Go to AdamandEve.com today and use code MIMI at checkout for 50% off of an item and free shipping to the United States and Canada. Some exclusions do apply. Thank you so very, very much to Adam and Eve again for sponsoring this video. And now let's get on to the topic. So David Dobrik is a very popular vlogger who started out with Vine and jumped his career off of the backs of others such as Liza Koshy and Josh Peck. Yes, the Josh Peck from the show from my childhood, Drake and Josh. David is known for creating the Vlog Squad, made with multiple other creators who are popular in their own ways, and he does a good job at presenting himself with a squeaky clean appearance, like he's just such a wonderful guy. He's always smiling, he's always giving back to people, he's doing good things. Over the past few weeks, a lot of people have been sharing their experiences with David Dobrik and the Vlog Squad. 3 of these people have come out on H3 After Dark and Frenemies with Hila, Trisha, and Ethan. The first person being Trisha Paytas on the Frenemies podcast, followed by Nick and Seth on the H3 After Dark podcast. On an episode of Frenemies, Trisha explains her relationship with David Dobrik and Jason Nash, which is somebody she once had a relationship with. Jason Nash is a friend of David Dobrik, and he is also part of the Vlog Squad. Now, I remember a while ago, Trisha Paytas did make a bunch of videos talking about Jason Nash and David Dobrik.
Jason's 44 in this clip, Tana's 18, and he tried to kiss her, and Tana's like, I didn't want it, why did you do it? The cameras weren't on. And everyone's like, well, she was legal, she was an adult, but she's clearly saying she was uncomfortable, didn't want it. He's 44, she's 18.
She just recently went on a date. They were in a dressing room. I don't know why they were in a dressing room together, but Jason was getting changed, and Jason thought that there was a spark in the air.
Why would she come in the dressing room with me?
It was not being dressing room, we were doing
Tana, why would you come into the dressing room?
And then this is the best part. Jason leans in for a kiss.
You're not giving all the information.
Oh yeah, you're
to
right.
Your
You're right. Tana's 19 years old.
You know I'm taken though, right?
Sure, whatever. But would you ever with Jason and Trisha?
Make the joke he did. I don't want to have a Tana.
Guys, chill. This is the stupidest fight ever. She doesn't like Tana jokes. Drop it.
So did you actually get mad in this moment, or is this just part of the gag?
Oh my God, we had so many fights over this.
So give me some insight.
Actual thing where we told him, like, this is not funny, like, and they didn't make it for a while.
You
like,
said do not include this.
So he did this for months, and this is like the final time when we really blew up, and I'm like, don't do those jokes. He stopped until he needed to get me out of the vlog squad. So this is my thing. He tried to start kicking me out of the vlog squad. We're not filming with Trish. I would go over, and he's like, Trish, you stay in the car. Like, he used to film with me every single day, and I get it. Okay, fine, distance yourself from me, like, whatever, I'm problematic. But what was so crazy is he knew this week before my blow up, that's when he started doing the Tana. He invited Tana over to the house to have sex with Tana. He released footage that Jason never wanted in the vlog, where Jason said privately to him at like a party, if you can get Tana to have sex with me, like, I'll buy you a Ferrari, because that was like David's dream car.
Get Tana to have a three-way with me and Trisha. I'll buy you a Ferrari. I'll do it. You can't run to Trisha with this piece of video and be like, Jason said.
So both you and Jason are saying, David, don't put this in the vlog.
Yeah.
And he does.
I still remember, it was like 2 a.m. He calls Jason, like, can I put this? And I'm like, no. And then Jason's like, no, don't. And then he did. And then he did it again a second time that week. And I lost my...
Regardless of what your thoughts on Trisha are, her experience being shared is still very, very important. No normal person that would have actual compassion for their friends and their coworkers would do this. This is horrible. And now on to Nick, where he goes on the H3 After Dark podcast explaining how David bullied him for things that he could not control, such as his height.
I was allowing, and I did allow it, and that's partially my fault, David, to like disrespect me in the videos. And so then everybody else just got the notion like, oh, okay, like, you know, we can disrespect Big Nick too. Like, it's because our master does it. You know, that was kind of like the whole vibe. And it just felt like a huge cult of just bad energy. And I didn't want any part of it. It also got to a point where people would recognize me in public, and then they would make jokes like about me. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't know you. This is weird, you know? So
like, what kind of jokes? Like,
just like making fun of my height and stuff. And just because David did it. And
it seems like your time in the vlog squad, they made you the butt of the joke a lot.
These are things that somebody can't control, and making them the butt of the joke every single time because of it is disgusting. This shows that you don't care about your friends. You are going to do whatever you can to put them in situations that mentally hurt them just to get laughs and clicks and views. That's disgusting. This is extremely cruel and malicious, and I don't understand how somebody who is seen as this great, wonderful guy can do this to his friends.
Big Nick, you got the money you owe me?
yes, sir, I do.
Ah, perfect. Oh, wait. It looks like you're a little short.
What's that?
Oh, crap. What went wrong in your life that you have to look like this?
You! Everything you did to me!
I should have been nicer.
I'm hiding my identity now!
It's terrible.
You're like trashing me over something I can't control. And as a kid, I used to struggle a lot, like with depression about, you know, who I was and stuff until recently. And I used to struggle a lot. Like, I would even be, as a kid, I would be like, you know, complain to my mom, like, Mom, like, why is this, like, why am I going through this stuff? Like, why am I short, blah, blah, blah. And so he kind of like, with that content, like, opened up that closed wound, per se. And like, I just didn't like it.
Let's get into Seth. Seth did an interview with the H3 After Dark podcast where he explains how not once, but twice David pranked him by making him think he was going to be kissing another girl from the vlog squad, Corinna, where instead he was actually tricked into kissing Jason Nash.
And I get into the room. David, he's a very convincing person. He was very calm and everything seemed normal. And he was just like, yeah, you know, like, we just have this scene, you know, like, I want you to like make out with Corinna. And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm fine with making out with Corinna. Like, that's fine. I don't understand exactly what this bit's for, but I'm just trying to basically just get it over with. And then, you know, during the video, we kind of start the makeout, starts going, and then it's going on for a decent period of time. And after Jason pulls off his mask, and I realized that, you know, I just was touched by someone that, you know, I did not, you know, consent to.
They had Jason wear an old man mask and had him dressed in clothing that would make it harder to be able to tell it was him instead of Corinna. And even David and Jason didn't know if they were going to be able to pull this off, but they managed to do it. They managed to convince Seth that this was Corinna. So for 30 seconds, Seth was making out with who he thought was Corinna, but was actually Jason Nash. And he had no idea until they stopped the prank. But is this Seth's word against David's word? Well, first of all, no, because David is still currently being silent about this, but also we have David talking about this on a podcast where he sounds totally remorseful.
Oh, let's talk about this. What really made me happy. What? Today, we pulled a prank on my friend Seth.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and now you can talk about it.
It's probably the best prank I've ever pulled on anyone, in my opinion. It was, we have this scary mask that we've been pranking people with, and I told Seth, hey man, I want to do this bit. It's like a dream sequence where you make out with the mask guy, and it just looks like you're dreaming, and you're making out with an old man, because the mask makes you look like an old man. And I'm like, Corinna's gonna be in it, and Corinna's a girl in my vlogs. He thinks Corinna's really attractive. So
Corinna's kind of like the hot girl in David's vlogs.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, I'm totally down. And I'm like, yeah, Seth, just don't hold back. You can make out as much as you want. But what Seth didn't know is that I replaced Corinna with Jason. So Jason was under the mask. And everyone in the room's like, this isn't gonna work.
Everyone doubted you, yeah.
Everyone, Brandon, Corinna, like, this isn't gonna work, this is stupid.
Because of the size difference. Because I'm about 6 feet, Corinna's about 5'6".
And then the bit starts going, and Seth is there sitting on the couch. Jason walks in as Corinna. He's not speaking, obviously. Sits next to her. Seth leans in, and as he's leaning in, I'm like, I got it. It's game over. They start making out, and at this point, we're like 5 seconds in, and I'm like, this is it. This is what I wanted. I got what I wanted. I'm out. Like, we can end this. And I'm like, Seth, like, at this point, the poor dude probably has a and he's really making out with Jason. And I'm like, Seth. And I'm trying to get him to stop, but he thinks it's part of the bit. And he keeps going for 25 seconds. Literally, I'm not over-exaggerating. It's in the vlog. 25 seconds making out with this guy. And I'm like, I think I looked up to the ceiling and I'm like, God, what did I do to deserve such beauty?
He was boasting about this, but I feel so bad for Seth. I feel so bad. Totally remorseful. He did it another time. He did it again. He did it twice. He goes through this very elaborate plan to make Seth think that he was going to be in a commercial. He made Seth think that he was going to get money, and he got so excited because this was his first big break, so he told his friends and his family, and he was depending on this money so he could move into a new home. So imagine the embarrassment and the shock when he does this commercial and he finds out that he's getting pranked again.
So you completely forgot about it. You had no suspicion.
No suspicion at all. Like, the emails were official. Like,
wow.
He made a website and everything, so it was just like 100%, because he did set it up like as a commercial, and I explained to him, like, bro, like, this is literally, like, I spent like a week like doing all of this, setting all this up. Like, he did compensate my time for that video, but
only after you asked him, like, dude, you got to pay.
Only after I told him, like, seriously, like, bro, like, I don't know if I could pay my rent this month, because I was relying on one situation to basically help me move into a new place, which is literally what
my God
was. And he's arguing with me about giving me the money.
They offered you $2,500, and then he's like, oh, by the way, I'm not even paying you.
Yeah, and I literally had to grab him, and I was like, bro, like, I can't walk. If I walk out of here and you don't send me that money, I will literally not be able to have a home. So I have to have you, compensate me for this.
That is so shocking.
I was okay with it. It was because I was in a devastated position where, I was in between places to live.
Now, before we continue, we do have a sudden plot twist. I usually don't like to post videos on huge topics right away in case anything more develops. I usually wait a few days, but this story has been out for 2 weeks with no huge updates until I'm in the middle of editing. Scott Sire, a member of the Vlog Squad, made a video on David's behalf sharing some contradictory information and claiming that Seth was a liar.
Don't call it sharing your truth if you're sharing a lie. Seth accused David and Jason of for a kissing prank that was done in 2017.
He shows text messages between David and Seth where Seth allegedly states that he is okay with doing a kiss prank for a third time.
I looked through his text messages and found one of Seth's numbers asking him to do the kissing prank a third time. Seth literally requested to do it a third time.
Guys, this is a text from Seth from about 2 years ago. He goes, yo bro, I was thinking about it. I'm down for another kissing sketch. I said, haha, what do you mean? He goes, lol, I don't really care as long as you clout me up. I'm not gay, just don't care. And then he sends me this.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's not really a big deal. It's the same. just, I don't know, more open-minded.
I don't know if Seth completely forgot about that or if he just hoped that David would never find it, the way that he hoped that David had a new computer and didn't have the extra 4 hours of footage that surrounded the 4-minute and 20 vlog that included the bit of him consenting to the prank.
He also states there is one clip where Seth did provide consent. This was to the second prank, not the first.
I very vividly remember when he was editing that clip, there was a clip in there of Seth agreeing and giving his permission to film this bit again. He was like, there's no way you're gonna get it on me again. There's no way you're gonna get me again. So go ahead, go for it.
You're the best. You're the best, David. This motherfucker told me that this was gonna happen again. And I can always respect the man that keeps his word.
You can tell by his reaction at the end of the video that he was pranked, it was all in good fun, and he gave permission beforehand. He gave David props on getting him with that prank a second time. Getting him with that prank a second time. There was a clip in there of Seth agreeing and giving his permission to film this bit again.
My thing, this doesn't 100% prove that Seth provided consent for this the first time the prank happened. So even if he provided consent the next 2 times, there's no evidence at this current point suggesting that he did provide consent for this the first time it happened. A lot of people have mixed reactions on this, some believing that if Seth wasn't okay with this happening the first time, why would he consent a second time and suggest doing it a third time? And others stating that victims often convince themselves and others that they're okay with what is going on and repress that information until a later point in time when they realize, hey, this wasn't okay. But considering that this clip exists, I still don't believe that Seth knew about this the first time.
And everyone in the room's like, this isn't gonna work.
Everyone doubted you, yeah.
Everyone, Brandon, Corinna, like, this isn't gonna work. Seth leans in, and as he's leaning in, I'm like, I got it. It's game over.
Personally, this wasn't something I was expecting, considering David had been silent about this for 2 full weeks, and the information dropped this day, hours into me editing this. Trisha has also made 2 videos in response to this, calling Scott a victim blamer and stating that he's ignorant on the situation since he wasn't there. She also states that an article is supposed to be coming out with more alleged victims on David's cruel pranks and claims that others are afraid to come forward. At this point, what are your thoughts on the situation? Do you think this information completely annihilates Seth's claims, or do you think that these are just excuses for David? Speaking of which, why isn't David the one making this video instead of Scott? David is the one that all of these accusations are against after all. It just seems weird to me that he's having somebody else speak on his behalf and not himself. So if any more updates come out over the next few days, I will make a second video covering this topic. David Dobrik is somebody who I've never really had an interest in watching. I've seen a couple videos with him and Liza Koshy. I think the one I remember most is just them breaking up and making a breakup video of it because tons of people were talking about it. People don't find true, genuine friendships with him, at least not the people speaking up about it. This sounds horrible, and yeah. Thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. I know this was a long topic, and trust me, it's a frustrating one, so I appreciate you making it to the end of this video. And a huge thank you to all of my supporters on Patreon, especially Lewis, Miss Tanisha, Michelle, Tressau, and Anthony. You guys are amazing, and I really, really appreciate all of your help. I have a lot of other horrible, disgusting topics to cover. I know I'm a couple weeks behind, but we're gonna get there. Thank you once again to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to use code MIMI at checkout for 50% off of an item, and also free shipping to the United States and Canada. Once again, some exclusions do apply. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you later.